All right, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for coming, and thanks for a good last game, especially once we got used to everything, the way that we played in the second half. This was a little bit of a weird game. I don't like when we have to do 4-on-4, but I knew the, the it's nice for the kids to be able to play together, especially on the last one. And so we ended up going 4-on-4 because of the numbers that they had. And so, you know, I like having kids be able to rotate in more. We did the best that we could. Coaches did an amazing job trying to rotate those kids in as much as possible, while keeping kind of the same rotation we have, like with the keeper position and everything. And so I think we did a pretty good job tonight, um, getting the kids in as equal time as we can with everybody. And we started out slow, and we kind of talked about, this the third weeknight game that we've played. And we started slow, and we have some issues and staying engaged with those games, and what we're doing in those games when we're on the field, and when we're not on the field. And so once we kind of got over that hump, we really started to play very, very well. And what I told the kids after the game is we weathered the storm in the first half. Um, it was kind of, out of ordinary for us because we were having to rotate so much. We didn't have our fifth player on the field, which we usually do. So it took some adjustment for us. But we weathered that storm in the first half, and then the second half we really, really buckled down. And you could tell when they started getting tired, that's when our kids were staying focused, staying engaged, and we scored a few goals in the second half. We ended up winning 5-1. And so it was a really, really good effort, especially that second half. And I'm so impressed with the way that the kids weathered the storm and then played in that second half to really put it out of reach. This was a really, really good end to the season, a really, really good performance, and a really high note on one to go into the summer with. And so I was really, really impressed with the way that they played, and really impressed with the way that they played all year. And so a few questions, yeah. Our performance on the year and some statistics on the year. I have we keep up with the statistics during the year, and we went 9 wins, 0 losses, 0 ties. So if we're keeping up with points, we had 27 points on the year. Um, as far as getting into some of the stats, we scored 53 goals on the year. We allowed 7. We only allowed 7 goals for the whole year. So we were averaging 5.89 goals a game. Our opponents were averaging 0.78 goals a game, so less than 1 goal a game. And the goal differential for the season was 46. That meant goal differential per game was about 5.1. Our shots, we took a lot of shots on the year. We had one game where we took 36 shots. Tonight we took 27. And so we had 189 on the year versus 64 that were allowed. And there were a few games, if you remember the games 2, 3, 4, and 5, where it was really difficult to find that the other team was taking shots because our defense was playing so well. And then we started playing some competition that I think was a little bit elevated, maybe. And they were getting more shots off. And so we averaged 21 shots per game, and we had 7.1 shots allowed against us per game. The shot differential on the season was 125 for the season. That's about 13.89 per game. And so you're gonna do really, really well there. As far as our goal percentage, as I said, we scored 53 goals out of 189 shots. That's 28.04% was our accuracy. Our opponents, this is so impressive to me. Our opponents had 7 goals on 64 shots. That's 10.9% accuracy. And then if we go further into it for our goals, one really interesting thing we talked to the kids about all through the year was passing, looking for open people, and looking for plays in the box. And we had 53 goals scored on the year. 42 of those goals were scored in the box. So that's 79.2% of our goals that we scored on the year were in the box. And so when it's really fun to keep up with things like that. And it's fun to show the kids. I'll share a little bit more about this so that they could see how they perform this year. But when you do that game in and game out, it's really fantastic. You're going to have a lot of success, and the kids they did an amazing job learning throughout the year and finding ways to win some games. We had some games where they were really tough matches. Tonight, I thought was a really tough matchup. Again, kind of that 4-on-4 that we're not used to it. And so we were able to weather the storm. We're able to really perform and pull away in the second half, which is kind of what you would expect when you're playing that level, and you're playing that kind of opponent where we can sub out, they can't sub out. We have fresh legs, they don't. And so I was really impressed with the way that we played tonight. Really impressed with the way we played all year. Yeah, another one. Okay. What do I want the kids to take away from this year? I want them to take away the fact that they played so well, and the way that they started, where they started to where they finished. Each kid, I think, improved over the year. We came in playing really well. We had a lot of kids who had played before, and we played really well at the beginning of the year, and it just kept going. And toward the end of the year is when we really played, I think, the meat of our schedule. We played some really good teams at the end. This was a really good team. That's team we played in game 8. The Cosmos were a really good team. And so I think we did really well. And by the end of the season, we were ramped up to be able to play those games and be able to play those tough games and be able to stay in it. So what I want them to take with them is that they know their ability. Most of these kids are going to be moving up a division. They're playing on a larger field now, but they know their ability. I mean, you saw it throughout the year with several of our kids that they were kicking the ball off of the field. It's time for them to move up. It's time for them to move up to a larger field, so that we're not taking goal kicks that are going out the other end line. That they know their ability and they know how to think the game. It's going to change a little bit. We're going to have 7-on-7 instead of 5-on-5. And so some of the strategy is going to change, but they know their passing responsibilities. They know their defensive responsibilities. I want them to take that with them. I want them to trust themselves that they know what to do. And I want them to be able to trust their teammates, to be able to find the open teammate, call out when you're open so a teammate can get a ball to you, and walk away from this season knowing that you don't have to score goals for your team to be successful. As long as you are playing great defense, you're doing your job, or you're distributing the ball, or you're finding open teammates. It really is a team sport where you can go through a whole season and not score a goal, but be a vital player to that team. Because depending on what position you're playing, if you're playing keeper, obviously, keeping balls out of the goal. If you're playing defense, clearing out. If you're center, being able to find your open teammates. We had some really good throw-ins this year, some really good corner kicks, some amazing goal kicks. So That's what I want people to take away, the kids to take away, that they know what they're doing, their skill set, they know their skill set, and they know how to play the game, and they know how to trust themselves in the game. They know how to trust their teammates in the game. And hopefully they keep playing and they keep having fun. Um, you know, keep having fun with it, keep learning the game. And these kids can have a lot of fun with this and they can do some really good things. So yeah, last one. What do I take away from this? And kind of a season wrap up. Um, I take away that this has been such a fun experience coaching some of these kids in the fall and then coaching some of these kids the back again in the spring. It has been an amazing experience being able to work with these kids, um, and to be able to track the improvement from the beginning. As I said, we started out playing really well, but the improvement from the beginning to the end, is a lot of fun. It's fun to win. It's great that we won, um, all of our games 9-0. But that's not the most important thing for me. The most important thing, most fun thing has been to be able to see them grow and to be able to challenge them and to talk to them about trust and talk to them about trusting their ability, trusting their players, trusting their teammates, trusting the process. It's just been so much fun, for me to be able to coach, to be able to work with these kids, to learn the game myself, more and more. I want to thank, all of our coaches who stepped in, to help out in various ways, either with the offensive side of the ball, helping out with some of the set plays and everything. It's really, really fun to learn this. And I want to thank everybody. I want to thank the parents to, as I said tonight, let us work with your kids. Let me at times be a little tough on the kids and challenge them. They answered the challenge every time. And that's so much fun to see. These kids, as they get older, I think that's an important thing for them to learn, is that they will be challenged and they can answer that challenge. And I hope that they take away from this, that they're able to answer that challenge. Whatever's put in front of them, they're able to answer that. They're able to do it. And for me, it was an honor to coach this year, to work with the kids. I thank everybody for, bringing their kids out, allowing their kids to have fun, allowing us to coach them. And I'm really, really impressed. I'm really, really excited to see where these kids go from here. So thanks a lot, everybody.